Welcome to Catholic Mom Talks. Tonight I'm going to talk a little bit about the identity crisis. And you have to wonder, what's going on? Okay, what is going on? Everything's upside down, right? Well, I want to start by saying that if you have struggled with your identity, okay, I want you to know first off, you're extremely valuable, okay? God knows you're extremely valuable. He loves you, but you're also valuable to society and to your family. You are needed, okay? Someone else knows how valuable you are too, okay? And that is the enemy, okay? And he's the great adversary. And our culture has conveniently not recognized him as an issue anymore. Okay. However, he's never been more alive and well and moving about the earth. Okay. So I want to start out by saying, if you struggle in this area, I kind of want to break it down to let you know what it is you're exactly going through. Okay. Number one, if you are baptized, you belong to God. Okay? So the enemy is going to try to get you into his camp. Okay? Now, his camp is the world. Okay? Now, the world is mastered by the enemy. I mean, he runs the world. It says that in Scripture. Okay? And he is moving about, seeking the ruin of souls. Okay? Now, he wants to put you into his camp. How is he going to do that? He's going to tell you, or try to enter into a conversation with you. He's going to say to you, you are not enough. Okay, you are not good enough. Okay, you have to change. He is going to bombard you with a conversation of self-hatred, self-condemnation. You will never get a husband if you're a girl. You'll never fall in love. You're ugly. You don't match up to the rest of the world. Okay, now, if you have been wounded by other people that are in the world, enemies involved with them, if you have friends that are in the world, they do not have God, they do not know their worth, so therefore they're going to condemn your worth. They're going to attack you. You've been in battle already. Maybe you've been belittled. Maybe you've been bullied. Maybe you have parents that aren't all that great. Maybe you've had no one tell you how precious you are. Okay? Maybe you've never heard that before. Okay? Now, the enemy knows your wounds. He knows where you've been hurt. He knows where you're suffering. What is he going to do? He's going to affirm all of that. He's going to continue into a conversation with you until he can get you to consent. Okay, and when you consent, you give over your worth. You get trapped into this ideology, which now enslaves you. Okay, you're in prison. You're in prison to the law of the culture. Okay, this is dangerous territory. Dangerous, dangerous, dangerous territory. Because in the world, you are being lied to. You're being lied to and held hostage by the enemy. Okay? Now you have to understand your identity. If you struggle with your identity, you have to go to God. Because you will find your identity in the person of Christ. He has already formed you in your mother's womb. He knew you before you were born. Your identity is in the person God intended to come into this world. You are valuable. You are sacred. You are good. Okay, it doesn't matter what you've done in your past. If you've messed up, easy fix. You just ask God for mercy and forgiveness. Get back on track. If you're still battling the enemy with these conversations that you're having with him, telling you you're not good enough, you need to change, maybe you need to be another sex, maybe you need to do these types of sins in order to be acceptable, maybe you need to have surgeries to be acceptable, facelifts, whatever, don't listen to him. Okay, you are in a battle. You are in a serious battle. okay? He's in a conversation with you when he's taunting you. It becomes a battle when you start to consent. Okay, just know your enemy. Know where he's at. Okay, know the difference between the world's ideology and God's ideology. God's ideology is I love you. You are amazing. You are valuable. You're perfect. Okay? I made you in my image. I made you male or female. You have a purpose. You have a calling. God is asking something of you. Maybe you're supposed to be a mother or a father. Maybe you're supposed to bring people into the world that God intends. Maybe you're supposed to be in a loving marriage. Okay, where the enemy will come in also, as he will say to these young people, all these uncertain things. Okay. You're never going to get married. No, you're ugly. You're never going to have a career. You're not smart enough to get through school. You're never going to do this. Accusing you of everything. Absolutely everything. Don't listen to him. Okay? Recognize who you're in a battle with. Go before God and get the strength you need from God. Now, if you are a Catholic, you have some heavy artillery. I can't pronounce it. You've got some great battle weapons. Weapons that are going to get you back on track and get you into the mindset of what God is calling you to do and who you really are. And those weapons are supernatural weapons. They're weapons, they're armor. Okay? They're reconciliation. Confession, breaking the bonds the enemy has over you in the sins that you've committed, destroying the enemy in your life, going in and demolishing those strongholds he has over your life. Those are the weapons you need. You need Jesus in the Eucharist. You need to be in union with Christ every Sunday. If you can't go more, you need him. You need him, the God of the universe, to help you in your life. You will not be at peace until you find him. For the Protestant, you need scripture. You need reconciliation with God. You need constant prayer to do battle. You need to pull yourself away from the world, away from the bondage of the world, away from the ideology of the world. I'm not saying don't live in the world. You can live in the world. We're supposed to be in the world. We're supposed to bring Christ to the world. I'm talking about cutting ties with sin in the world. Maybe those are friends that are not involved in good things. Maybe they have their life screwed up and they don't know who God is and they don't know who they are and they don't know their identity and they have to constantly keep searching and they're angry and they're bitter. Every fruit of every person I've ever known that has struggled in this area is in turmoil. They are shattered. They are broken. They are hurt. And the enemy continues to wound them over and over and over again. And it's terrifying to watch this because they're people we love. They're people we love. So what do we do when we see this happening to someone we love? We, as Catholics, as Christians, we go into spiritual battle for them. You don't even have to have a conversation with them necessarily, unless Jesus asks you to. You need to go before God and get them back, okay? And you can do that through your prayers. And it may not happen right away, but your prayers are going to bear fruit. So, my friends, we are in a battle, struggling with your identity, struggling with loving yourself, struggling with all of these things. Know what is happening to you. These are the missing puzzle pieces. Go to God if you're confused. Ask him to help you straighten it all out, okay? Look back where the wounds have hurt you, where things have wounded you. Invite Jesus to go into those wounds. Help him to know how much help you to know. Ask Jesus to help you know how much he loves you. And how valuable you are. Ask Jesus to show you, okay? He will. He's going to show you. He's going to show you how important you are and how much you're needed. Thanks for listening. Hope I'm not too crazy. Talk to you soon.